Okay, this is a video that I've made. It's a little surprise for my friend John from chesshere.com, because he jokingly said that I could make a video lecture of his game, and I did. John, this is your game that I'm going to show now. You are black pieces, and that's why I put the black pieces on the bottom part of the board. Okay, this is a short video, 10 minutes maximum, because otherwise I may not upload it to YouTube. Maximum length is 10 minutes, so let's start fast. d4, d6. d6 is a little bit shy. To play d5 is more active. Okay, e3 he plays. Okay, he's also very cautious. You develop your knight. He plays h3. That's strange because he could develop his pieces first. Now you play e5. You start fighting for the center. That's good. Bishop to b5. Spinning your knight on c6. You play bishop d7. That's a good reaction. Then a4. Okay, I go back and move. And to explain you one thing, a good question to ask yourself always is the question, what pieces are not defended? And in this case, this bishop is not defended, and the pawn on g2 is also not defended. That means that this pawn is weak at the moment. In your position, the pawn on b7 is not defended, so that's your weakest point at the moment. Okay, this question always can help you to develop a plan. So okay, I continue with the game now. a4, d5, b3. Okay, b3, what he wants to do probably is to develop his bishop to a3, because he cannot develop it on this side because this pawn is blocking. You play b6. I don't understand that move. You actually weaken two squares here by moving your pawn, and I don't understand the idea of moving that pawn. No. Okay, I think it would have been better to develop one of these two pieces first and then castle kingside. Okay, knight go to s3. e4 is a good move. The knight goes to d2, or if you look at the position of white, all these pieces are here cramped on the queen side. So actually you with black you already have a better position now. Let's see, he moves, oh no, you move a knight to b4, and he exchanges these bishops. This is correct if you think of the idea that these are white squared bishops, and the color of your own pawns are also the white squares. Okay, so that means that his bishop is a good bishop and your bishop is a bad bishop, so it's good to exchange it positionally seen. Knight c3, queen to c6. You attack the knight on c3 and attack also indirectly the pawn on c2. Okay, now he misses this blow on c2. Yeah. Okay, now you win a rook. The king goes to f1 and you take the rook on a2. Bishop b2, knight to c2. King g1, knight f6. Okay, at last. Okay, remember, right now I go back one move. Actually it did work what you did, in the sense that you could win a rook now, but in general remember to develop your pieces first before you start attacking, because these three pieces are not developed, and it's better to develop them fast in the opening already, so you can use them in the middle game. But you have a winning position now because you are rook up. Okay, now he's blocking the defense by playing bishop to c3. He's blocking the defense of the knight on c2. The knight cannot go anywhere right now, but you can attack his knight, and that's what you do. a6, good. He takes your knight and you take his knight. g3, I don't know why he plays d3. You take there. Okay, wait a minute, I'll go back. Okay, this piece is undefended. Remember the question, what pieces are not defended? Okay, that's a very important question, because if you see that the queen is undefended, you can also see that he cannot move his bishop from here, because then the queen will be hanging. That means that in this position you could have played also b5 to b4, and then you win this bishop, because the bishop cannot go away, because then the queen is hanging. You see, this shows how important it is to ask yourself what pieces are not defended. Always ask yourself that question. It helps you really to make a plan, to give you ideas of what you can do. Okay, let's go on. You took on a4. Knight goes to b1. You took on b3. He didn't take back. He could have taken back immediately the pawn. He didn't do it. Okay, the bishop to d6 is good, developing and preparing to castle. Now he takes the pawn. You castle, good. King to g2. Queen c4 is understandable because you want to exchange the heavy pieces because you are a rook up. He goes to d1. Bishop b4, good. You want to exchange. Queen goes back. He has no plan. You go with your rook to a2. The queen to c1. Then you take on c3. He takes back with the knight, attacking your rook. Oh, wait a minute. This is a little mistake of you. You play your rook to a8. The idea is correct. The positional idea of putting the rooks on an open file is perfect. That's okay, but right now he could have taken your rook on a2. So it would have been better if you first moved this rook. So one move back. First move this rook, for example, to a5, and then move the other rook to a8. Okay, but he didn't see it because he played g4. You go to a1 with the rook. He went to the queen with the queen to d2. Okay, I'll show you one thing also here, because if he takes on a1 and you take back and then he takes again, please be careful about taking here, because you cannot take this knight, because if you take this one he will checkmate you here on a8, back rank checkmate. Okay, I'll go back to the position where we left. Here he played queen to d2. You took the rook on h1, he takes back, rook a3, good, activating your rook, king to g2. Oh, he gives you this knight for free. I don't know if he could have saved it. Let's see, he could have maybe gone to e2, but then you play rook a2. Oh, maybe it was impossible to save it. I don't know. Well, anyway, now you get it for free and the position is totally won for you. You just have to be careful for that queen. Rook b3, queen to a1, good, because now you see that he's threatening checkmate here. So what you do is you open a window for the king so he can escape. Good, check, and then you go to g7, very good. Now queen to a1, queen b3, and g5. And knight to g8 is good because the knight can go to e7 later. I'll show to e7 and then to f5, and that's a good place to be for the knight because he cannot be attacked by the opponent's pawns. h4, rook d2, king g3, queen to b2. He exchanges. Okay, then he's totally lost because without a queen he cannot do anything. Let's see, king and knight to f5 is good. Oh, you could have taken on f2. Yeah. Okay, you exchange here and then you take on f2. Okay, this is good. And now the only thing that you have to be careful in this position is that it you don't make a stalemate. So he must be able to move. His only hope is that you stalemate him. But check. Oh, this is very good because now he has to go to h4. Yes, and you give checkmate. Perfect. These last moves are very good, very good, because you actually have him already in a mate net. He cannot escape, and you force him to go here, so you give checkmate. Okay, nice game. Two things to keep in mind, John. One thing is to develop your pieces as soon as possible in the opening, and the other thing is to ask yourself the question: what pieces are not defended? Because that helps you to find tactical things, and it also helps you to find the weak points of the position. And if you know the weak points, you can make a plan easier. Okay, for the rest, I'm happy to see that you are making progress, and please continue playing and posting your games at the blog of chesshere.com. Okay, this was the video. Bye bye.